Hi everyone, John here, Race Director for Ride the Wilderness. Welcome to the 2025 edition of New Zealand's most scenic mountain bike and gravel adventure. We're back on the West Coast Wilderness Trail, Saturday the 15th of November 2025, as part of Canterbury Anniversary Weekend. Before you ride, please listen carefully. This briefing covers everything you need to know for a safe and unforgettable day. And a quick heads up, there's been a slip just past Cowboy Paradise, so depending on the weather, we may make a minor course adjustment in the lead up to the event. We'll keep you up to date by email and on Facebook and of any changes that need to be made. So the race distances and starting times. Ross to Greymouth, 125k, 8 a.m. start. Hokitika to Greymouth, 95k, 9 a.m. start. Cowboy Paradise to Greymouth, 59k, 10 a.m. start. Kumara to Greymouth, 21k, 11 a.m. start. Be at your start line early. Race briefings will happen 10 minutes before each start. Starting lineup, all riders start together. Self-seed, fast riders up the front, cruisers or the big boys at the back. Plenty of passing zones throughout, but take care through the narrow sections stretched between Huranui Jacks and Lake Canary along the border races. Race numbers. Your race numbers go on the front of your handlebars. No number, no start. It's basically how we do all our timing, and we do verify with videos results for the finish. The course. The ride crosses wild, beautiful country. The West Coast Wilderness Trail stays open to the public, so there could be general public riding, and there are too many entries where we can't control whether they access the trail. So be alert all the time and share the trail, respect others, and follow the marshals. If you come across any riders, speak to them as you would speak to your mother or grandmother. Do not abuse anybody whatsoever, so have some respect for everybody. Watch for the orange arrows. These are the official markers of the West Coast Wilderness Trail. The red arrows are CJM'S arrows that we have up, giving you any further directions that are required. There'll be pink glow code arrows with warnings with slow down and arrows for you. When those are painted on the ground, be wary of those and do what they say. Some of the corners and that can be very sharp with long falls if you miss the turn. You'll also encounter stop-go controls at Ross on State Highway 6, Canary Township and Kumara. The two key diversions that go separately to what the trail does is from Ross, the first 8 Ks on State Highway 6. This gets around the Totara River Bridge, which has been closed now for 18 months and should be right for next year. You will enter private property, rejoin the trail near the Westland Schist. It's probably approximately 13k into the ride, and then you're back on the trail throughout until you get to Kumara, where you'll go straight down to State Highway 73 and follow the cones that put you onto State Highway 73, and then you'll turn right at Greenstone Road to rejoin the trail. There will be a stop-go control there, so you won't be able to miss it. Safety and support. If you see an accident, stop and help. For any assistance, you can call myself on 027 226 7769. It's recommended that you put that number into your phone so you can contact me if required. Our event medics are stationed throughout the course. If there's no phone coverage and you come across a rider, send another rider to the nearest marshal, and they'll be able to see the marshal. The marshal can forward the injury to myself. If there are any black spots, we will have radio comms in those specific places. The coast weather can change fast. It's recommended that you do carry a survival blanket, even though we don't say there's compulsory gear, but it will be prudent to do so. And be ready for both sun and rain within the same hour that you could be riding. The Tailing Charlie rider will be riding behind the last competitor from Ross. He's there for safety, not for mechanical support, even though he is a bike mechanic. But so you should really bring 2 spare tubes and your own tools in case you have any mechanical events. Fitness and preparation. Choose the distance that matches your fitness. If you're in doubt, switch to a shorter ride. It's really safety first. We've had a few people have already done this, but we recommend to anyone else, if you've bitten off more than you can chew, it's better to have a ride, have a race in more comfort than struggling throughout. On the Hokitika Bridge, stay on the cycle path. You do not cross the main road carriageway. So you don't go onto the road, you're on the cycle piece on the side. At the end, there's a very tight hairpin, which as you come across the cycleway, you then do a right-hand turn on the hairpin, and then you'll go under the bridge, and as you go under, you will need to duck. Whether you're on your bike, whether you're tall or short, you will still need to duck. It is very low, so just remember as you go under the bridge, duck. So respect the environment. The trail is on both private and conservation land. Respect the trail, take your own rubbish out, and use the toilets provided. A map of the toilet locations will be available at the race pack pickup. Start locations and parking. Ross is the start line at the ice site. Don't park on Elmer Street. Park down by the hall, and there are toilets down there as well as there are toilets behind the Ross ice site. Hokitika start is a Wedderson Island entrance or Gibson Quay. It's best if you park around Cass Square and use the toilets that are there, and then make your way to the Wedderson Island entrance. Be there 10 minutes before the start, so that's at 10 to 9 you need to be there. Cowboy Paradise is on the main street by the saloon. If you're dropped off and been dropped off and person's leaving, so the drop off is before 9:15 a.m. There'll be no exit until 11:15. We don't want vehicles heading directly towards the riders on the road. Kumara, Greenstone Road, Town Bout is the entry, is the start. There is limited parking down there. The parking is recommended to park in the Domain car park or on State Highway 73 on the west side of Greenstone Road. Don't park further down the main street, as this will basically impede riders coming down and other traffic. Water and fuel. There'll be water and R-Line electrolyte drinks available at Cowboy Paradise and Greenstone Road in Kumara, and you'll need to carry your own hydration for the earlier sections. So it's recommended you basically have about 2 litres of fluid and either Camelback or drink bottles, and that should get you through the full ride. Finish and prize giving. The finish is at Hargraves Park in Greymouth, behind the Suburbs Rugby League club rooms. Myra Street is close to traffic. Spectators can park on Warburton and Churchill Streets. Enjoy the food. There'll be coffee and there'll be atmosphere at the finish. Prize giving is at 5 p.m. at the Regent Theatre in Greymouth. There'll be category and spot prizes, and you must be present to receive both category and spot prizes. Race pack pickup and transport. Pickup of race packs is on Friday between 3 o'clock and 6 p.m. at Montes Brewery on Herbert Street, Greymouth. Transport to the start line leaves Montes Brewery on Saturday morning. So the Ross and Hokitika bus leaves at 6 a.m. Cowboy Paradise leaves at 8:15 a.m. and Kumara at 10 a.m. Arrive early, basically for smooth loading, as the buses will be leaving at these times. It's not what time you get there, that is the time it is leaving, so be there a good 10 minutes beforehand so your bikes can be loaded on the trailers and into the vans. Final reminders: the West Coast Wilderness Trail is breathtaking, but it's still the wild West Coast, or untamed natural West Coast. Conditions can change quickly, and we may need to tweak the course if needed due to the slips on Cowboy Paradise. Stay updated via the email and Facebook before the race. If you're hearing this and haven't entered yet, go now to ridethewilderness.co.nz. There'll be no entries taken on the Saturday morning of the race. Thank you for respecting the trail, the volunteers and your fellow riders. Be safe, ride hard, and soak in the magic of the West Coast. I'm John, race director, and I will see you on the start line of Ride the Wilderness 2025. See you then.